Hello, it's me again. It's a casual Friday, so I'm not in my tie and shirt. Sometimes I don't dress up all the time. But anyway, so the year is 2000. It's near the end of February. A lot of people call it tax season, winter. And I have my restaurant. So there's two professors that come in there. I won't say where they're teaching or anything like that. I can say one is descended Portuguese and the other one is from Montreal, so French speaking. They both speak perfect English, the professors. And I'm doing readings for all kinds of people in the restaurant to try to get people to come to the restaurant and eat there and stuff. So they're curious. Meanwhile, they're skeptics. They don't believe. They figure after you die, that's it. There's no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as afterlife. There's no such thing as hell or heaven or anything. I love people like this. They're real skeptics. And I really like to do readings on them. And they're curious. So the first one I read is he's an economics professor. So he does a lot of things with, budgets and stuff like that. So I tell him that he's going to go to Europe and do a summit. And I did a whole bunch of other things that I told him. And he said, I got everything else right except for that. And he also said his students could have told him things about himself to me, and that's how he would know all these things. But he told me I got the summit thing wrong because it's in July. And it's already February, and he says usually they tell you the year before, like he would have known about this around Christmas if he was invited to the summit to speak. And I said, well, I guess there's a scratch or someone's not going to make it, and they have you fill in, and then they look at your paperwork and everything you've done, and they have you an honorary speaker. He said if this happens, that he will donate, he'll tip me $1,000. And I said, you can't do that. And he goes, what about if I spend the money here at your restaurant and I donate some money to the restaurant? I said, that's a possibility. You can do that. So he goes, I'll throw a party if that happens, but it's not going to happen. That's impossible. And so 2 weeks later, near the middle of March, he got a letter and he was invited to the summit in Europe. He freaked out and says, I don't know how you knew that or anything like that, but I am invited and I'm an honored speaker. And you're right, everything's paid for, everything's going to be perfect. It does all go well for him and everything. And he does end up spending $1,000 with donation to the restaurant. So he's friends with the mathematician guy that I told you about in another one. He's supposed to find an answer to an equation they've been looking for 40 years. So he wants a reading too. But he doesn't believe either. And he says he just got lucky with the economics professor. And I said, I'll do it. And he said the same thing. You got everything right, except he wanted to know how I knew about this 40-year mathematical equation problem, because they haven't solved it in 40 years. I told him I don't know how I know that, but I know you solve it with a team of 12 people. And he says, how do you even know that? He goes, my students don't know that. This is supposed to be a secret. And I says, no, it's going to happen. And then, it's tax season. And he goes to me, you know what you missed? You missed that I owe the government $250,000. And I said, no, I didn't. You don't owe the government anything. And he goes, you're crazy. And then he shows me this letter that he owes like $250,000. He has this other business. It's called the Information Highway. And back around 2000, it was a big thing, getting information to all parts of the world as quickly as possible. And it was a small business, but he said that he owed $250,000 on that. I said, well, they made a mistake. And he started laughing. He goes, if that's true, I'll donate $2,000 and I'll spend it at your restaurant because I can't take a tip. Like, that's ridiculous. Plus, I'm the owner of the restaurant. So he keeps calling. My brother works the night shift at the restaurant. and I worked the day shift. So he would come in at nighttime and he would tell my brother to call me and tell me that I'm crazy, that, they're still after him for this $250,000. And I said, wait till the end, wait till the end of March, because in another 2 weeks it'll be the end of March. And taxes have to be done and all that stuff, or you're going to start paying interest on that $250,000. And he's telling my brother to tell me that I'm crazy and all this stuff. So 2 weeks pass by, and all of a sudden he gets another letter from the government saying that they made a mistake with the decimal, that it was in the wrong place. And he doesn't know nothing. They actually owe him $2.50 or something like that. And he goes to me after, all this, and he apologized for all that, and he threw a party, invited most of his staff, that he had those 12 people helping him with this equation. And I got to meet them all and did readings on almost all of them. And he said to me, he goes, if we do figure out this equation, that we're going to put this little blurb in there that you inspired us. I says, you do what you got to do. I don't want any recognition whatsoever other than I'm supposed to help you and get you through this so that you can reach this equation and give birth to AI. And there's a million ways that this birth to AI had to happen. This is just one of them. This is just a part of it. But anyway, he also said to me, someday science will figure out how I do what I do. And I said, I've been told that before from other professors. And I told them, I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told them that they told me. So you're telling me science will figure it out? When science figures this out, of what I can do, please come and tell me, because I don't know how I do what I do. And that was about it for that. I also had to protect him from certain situations because that gentleman was a little bit of a dick. And he'll tell you too. He says, I'm a little bit of an asshole. Sorry for the wording. But I had to get him out of certain predicaments where they wanted to hurt him. And because of me, they didn't hurt him. Yeah, I brought him to an adult entertainment center because sometimes when you're trying to figure out a problem, you need distractions. And you need to be thinking of something else in order to figure out that other problem. And then it'll just come to you. And he says that's how he did that with that equation. Because I was thinking of something else, and then all of a sudden, bang, it came to me. So that's about it for those two. And I think I helped them believe in something other than just life and death. That's about it for now. I think I hit about 7 or 8 minutes now, so I'm going to call it a day. Today is Friday the 29th, 2024. Thank you.